question to you is this. Will you and your Democrat colleagues support President Trump in building the wall or fence, shutting down the sanctuary cities, and giving more manpower to the Border Patrol? Give us more Border Patrol agents. We need at least another 1,000 more in the Grand Valley sector, and we need at least another 1,000 more in the Laredo sector. That's my question.
Thank you, Dr. Vickers.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the sensitive presentation that you made about the experience that you have there. The question is not about, do we need to protect our borders? Of course we do. Is it effective to build a wall to the tune of tens, could be $40 billion? And you know and I know that the Mexican government is not going to pay for that. So where does that come from? But even if it costs 10 cents, is it an answer? Does it produce the result that you need to see and that we as Americans need to do to protect our borders? A lot of the thinking is we need more technology, we need more manpower, some fencing, perhaps we have some, it's not overwhelmingly effective, but with more technology and more manpower, I think we have a better result than with thinking that Mexico is going to pay tens of billions of dollars to build a wall. And there's no, they're not saying where this money comes from in terms of our budget. So that it come out of more Border Patrol? But where does this money come from? But I will then go to your next question. And again, I appreciate your sensitivity to the loss of life that you have seen, the threat to security that you are experiencing, and your experience is important for us to hear, and I thank you for sharing it. As far as sanctuary cities is concerned, our city of San Francisco is a sanctuary city, and we see it as a place where it makes us safer. It makes us safer because people can go to school, they can get driver's license, they can be witnesses against other violence that they see in the community. Whereas they came forward to profess that, they'd have to be taken up by ICE. We don't think that we should make our police officers immigration officers. So we think that the sanctuary city makes us safer in our experience. In fact, I heard today, and I don't know if it's true, but somebody said the whole state of California is thinking about becoming a sanctuary state. I know that brings a smile to your face.
Let me just interrupt.
It's different in Texas.
Let me just.
Yeah. No.
That are desperate are headed to Houston, Texas.
Well, we are border state too with Mexico. We're border state too, and our people near the border have to express their concerns. But let me say this. You have one experience. Many of our colleagues and I have visited the Border Patrol in different locations, whether it's in Laredo, where we're at the entry, or whether it's in McAllen, Brownsville, you name it. I've been visited and praised the work of our Border Patrol in all of those places. But in a place like El Paso, for example, it's a community with a border running through it. It's a safer place because there's this respect for law and order and the rest there.
I just want to bring in, since we're on the subject of sanctuary cities, I want to turn to Laura Wilkerson, who's a Republican from Pearl in Texas. She also has a question of border security. It's an issue that prompted her to appear in a presidential campaign ad for President Trump.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. Please excuse my voice tonight. There are over 300 cities in this country that are sanctuary cities, like San Francisco. And you're not only choosing to disavow the law, but you're adding sanctuary to people who can come there and disavow the law. In 2010, one of the illegals slaughtered my son.
I'm so sorry.
He tortured him, he beat him, he tied him up like an animal, and he set him on fire. And I am not a one-story mother. This happens every day because there are no laws enforced at the border. We have to start giving American families first. This is not bad to not put Americans first. You know, we have family that fought and died for this country. How do you reconcile in your head about allowing people to disavow the law? And the second part of my question is this. If you need to go home tonight and line up your babies, as you say, and your grandbabies, which one of them could you look in their eyes today and tell them that they're expendable for another foreign person to have a nicer life? Which one would you like to say, you, my child, are expendable for someone else to come over here and not follow the law and have a nicer life?
Well, again, I commend you for sharing your story. I can't even imagine the pain. No, I can't even imagine. There's nothing, I'm sure, that can compare to the grief that you have. And so I pray for you. I pray for you. And again, we all pray that none of us has to experience what you've experienced. So thank you for channeling your energy to help prevent something like that from happening. But I do want to say to you that in our sanctuary cities, our people are not disobeying the law. These are law-abiding citizens. It enables them to be there without being reported to ICE in case of another crime that they might bear witness to.
Will my son's killer get sanctuary in your city once he's let out of jail?
I'm sorry, dear?
Will my son's killer get sanctuary from
No,
the
of
law
course not.
in your city
Of
when
course
he gets
not.
out of jail?
Was your son in a sanctuary city when this happened?
Houston is. I was just outside
But
Houston.
is that where your son, was he a victim of somebody in a sanctuary city?
It was an unspoken policy at that time. It was not written, but most of the
I mean,
suburbs follow the big cities.
It doesn't matter. You've lost your son, and that's the important thing. But I just do think that we have to stipulate to a set of facts, and the fact is that no, your son would not get. That's not what the point is. The point is that you do not turn law enforcement officers into immigration officers. That is really what the point is in a sanctuary city. So it's not a question of giving sanctuary to someone who has is guilty of a crime. They should be deported.
He will come back.
They should be deported.
So many
or
stories.
sent to jail for what they do.
So many stories.
If you can catch them in time.
So
But thank you. I'm so sorry for your